Here our first lecture on principle of object-oriented programming. This is your first unit in class 9 and also in class 10. So before going to this chapter, you have to know that first is what is computer language. So your first topic is what is computer language. So when you go to know about the computer language, first you have to know what is language. What is language? So language is just the medium of communication. Medium of communication. For example, if you want to know communicate with your friends or your teachers, then you have to know one language. It can be Hindi language, can be Hindi, English or any other language. So these are the language for you want for the communicate in the computer simple life. But if you want to communicate with the computer system, like there is a computer system and here are the person. Now if the person want to communicate with computer system, then he should know one programming language or computer language, that is called computer language. So in this chapter we will learn about the basic features or basic principles of object-oriented programming, and we will also learn about the types of computer language. So the next topic is what are the types of computer language. Types of computer language. So we have already learned that computer language is a language which is used for medium of communication. If you want to communicate with your friends, with your teachers, then you have to know one language, that is you can use Hindi, you can use English. But if you want to communicate with the computer system, then you have to know one language, that is called computer language. So after that I will tell you that what are the types of computer language. Two types of computer language, low level language and high level language. And if we come to low level language, there are two types of also low level language, that is machine level language and assembly language. So first you have to know that what is low level language. So low level language, it is machine understandable language. Machine understandable. So this is called low level language. Low level language is a language which is understandable by the machine directly. But when we come to high level language, it is user understandable language. So this is the main point of this low level language and high level language, that low level language is machine understandable language and high level language is user understandable language. So now I am coming to the topic, that is low level language. So when you come to low level language, it is the main point of low level language is that it is a machine understandable language. So there are two different types of low level language. First is machine level language and second is assembly level language. So now I am coming to the topic, that is machine level language. What is machine level language? So machine level language is a language in which the instructions are coded in the form of ones and zeros. The programming in the machine level language, then you have to write ones and zero only in your program. Like if you want to write 5, then you have to convert it into binary form, that is 2 to the 4 and remainder is 1, 2 1 2 and remainder is 0. So this is the binary form of 5. So if you want to write in machine level language 5, then you have to write 1 0 1. This is the code of 5. So this is called machine level language, in which you have to write anything in ones and zeros form only. You cannot write anything in this form. You have to write only in ones and zeros form. When we come to assembly level language works on mnemonic code. About mnemonic codes, you can see in my another video that what is this mnemonic codes. So assembly level language is more better than machine level language. In machine level language, you have to write all things in 1 and 0 form, but in assembly level language, you can use some alphabets also, like AB or add. These are the codes you can write in the assembly level language. This is not in your topic, so left it we have to learn only about the machine level language and high level language. So these are the two topics you have to cover. First is machine level language. In it all the instructions should be written in the 1 and 0s form. When we come to assembly level language, all the codes will be written in M numeric codes. M numeric codes, what is M numeric codes? You can see in my next video that what is M numeric code. So if you want to know assembly level language, so it is better than machine level language. You can write anything in the alphabets also. Now this topic is completed about the low level language. Now we come to high level language. High level language, the heading of high level language is user understandable. Means this level is directly understandable by user. User can write anything in English. If you want to write for example my name, then you can write with the English alphabets also, with the English letters also. So in the high level language you can write anything in your own language. Okay. If you want to write any numbers, then you can write numbers directly. So this is called high level language. In high level language you can write anything in your own language with use of some punctuators, some separators. For this you will learn in the next chapters also that what is punctuators, what are the separators. So in this chapter you have to learn about the high level language. So high level language is user understandable language. So in this whole chapter we have to learn about the high level language, that what is high level language and what use of high level language and what are the examples of high level language. So when we come to high level language, there are different types of high level language also. Here are the example of high level language. The example of high level language is Fortran, C++, .NET, Java. These are the example of high level language. So you have to learn the types of high level language. There are two types of language, that is procedure oriented programming language and object oriented programming language. So first you have to learn what is a procedure oriented programming language. So procedure oriented programming language, if the topic is given you that procedure oriented language, so first you have to know what is procedure, what is oriented, and third one, that is what is language. So about the language we have already done. So we have to learn what is procedure and what is oriented. So first you have to know what is procedure. Procedure means function. Now you have to know what is function. The main topic here is given, that is function. So you have to know what is function. So function is a subprogram which made for a special purpose. Function is a subprogram which are made for a special purpose. So if you want to know about more, then here are the example of function. Like for example, one expression is given, that is fx equals to 3x plus 2. Now if we are changing the value of x, if I am putting the value of x equals to 1, then the whole equation value will be changed. 3 1s are 3 plus 2, that is 5. If I am putting the value of x equals to 2, then again the whole equation's value will be changed to the 6 plus 2, that is 8. If we are putting the value of x equals to 100, then 3 into 100 plus 2, that means 302. So what I want to teach you, that you can put any values of x. It can be 1, it can be 2, 300, 500, 200 or anything. The procedure of this function will be same. You know, the value of x will be multiplied to the 3 and 2 will be added. Here also the same process, here also the same process. Means this expression is only for one purpose. The purpose of this expression is that the value of x will be multiplied to the 3 and the 2 will be added to that. So this is called function, which are made for a special purpose. This is a function. One more example of that. If I am writing x plus y. This is also expression. I am putting x equals to 1 and y equals to 2. So it gives the addition value of x and y. I am putting the value of x equals to 100 and y equals to 200. Then also it gives the value of addition of these two. So this is called function. The working of this function is only for the addition. Means the procedure oriented programming is the programming which are made for a special purpose. It is based on function. The procedure oriented programming is based on function and it is made for a special purpose. Means if you learn the types of procedure oriented programming, the Fortran is a procedure oriented programming language. So we will learn more about the Fortran. Students, these are the examples of procedure oriented programming. So first example is Fortran, second is Pascal, third is C and Basic. These all are the procedure oriented programming language. So what is oriented? Oriented means rules. Means these all programming will follow the rules, that is procedure oriented programming rule. So how this Fortran is a procedure oriented programming? I have already told you that procedure oriented approach means it is function based. And what is function? Which are made for a special purpose. So Fortran is also made for a special purpose. What is the use of Fortran? It is used only for scientific formulas. Fixed formula. Means if you want to search any scientific formulas, then you have to learn one Fortran programming language. So you have to learn whole the Fortran programming language, and use of that language is only for searching the scientific formulas. So it is not good for the students. So same as if you learn Basic or Pascal. Pascal is also a programming language which made for business related work. If you have business related work, then you have to learn Pascal. So what I want to say is that if you are using procedure oriented programming, then for every work you have to know one programming language. If you want to do addition, then you have to learn one programming language. If you have to search scientific formulas, then you have to learn Fortran. If you want to work on business related work, then you have to know one programming language, that is Pascal. So this is not good for the student. This is not convenient for the student. So the drawback of this procedure oriented programming language is that it is made for only special purpose. So if you want to add two numbers in the procedure oriented programming, so it cannot done with the use of this rule. So student, this is all for today. We will come with the next lecture tomorrow. Thanks.